Happy Sunday, folks, and welcome back to this Thing of Ours podcast
where we talk about all of life's highs and lows.
and everything in between. How's everybody doing? I know last week I mentioned that I wanted to start running a marathon, start training for one. Now, I did find one online. I was researching marathons in Ottawa, and they have one coming up in May.
May is too close.
No, it's not. May is 50 days away. I think that's more than enough.
Well, it's at the end of May, right?
Yes, it is. So therefore, we have more than enough time to start training for a marathon.
I do not believe that is enough time.
If it was 30 days, I would have been like, yeah, that's not enough. That's only next month. But we have 50 days. You can do a lot in 50 days, Kurtis.
Yeah, I'm sure you could. And you can make a lot of progress from the first day out. Like if you started today, you wouldn't be able to run nearly as far as what you can do in 50 days.
Exactly.
But a marathon is 26 miles or like 42 kilometers, like something crazy like that. That is a lot. That is a lot of running. I do not believe.
You're being negative. Yes, he's being negative.
I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible. Maybe it is, but I just have a hard time believing it.
I think you can do it. I definitely think so. And I'm going to start training for one. I haven't made up my mind if I want to do like a marathon that runs for like a charity like the Breast Cancer Association. Because when I was looking into it, I did see that like there was groups kind of, and then that group that you had to join was raising money. I'm not like 100% like, I don't 100% understand like how to do it, but I just thought with a marathon and charity, you had options like just either raise money like door to door chocolate type of thing, or just donate your own money, or pay like the fee, and that fee was to go to charity.
Yeah,
charity, or it might just
see,
actually just
I
run the
kind of
marathon.
thought that's how it worked too. Is just you pay a fee to participate, and then all the money raised goes into charity.
Yeah. That might be it. But then when we looked even further into it, like how to train for a marathon, there were so many different, like, I didn't know it was this much. Okay, like it's actually a lot to even start running. Like there's outdoor shoes to run. Like we're looking at like what shoe would be best for my foot, because I have a very flat foot. And one of the guys that we were watching on YouTube was talking about, if you have a flat foot, you need like a certain type of shoe. I don't remember exactly because like it was just a lot of information. I was like, wow, I didn't know it was that there was that much into it.
Yeah, the way it bends and the support that you get from the shoe helps certain people and will hurt other people after running for so long, right?
Yeah. But I have like custom made like orthopedic insoles.
Yeah.
Right. So whatever shoe I get, I do have to put that in there, or else my knee starts hurting. Yeah. Because I feel like ever since I was a child, I have like a little hop, and a lot of people have pointed it out that when I walk, I have a big hop. But ever since I started, but seeing as I was wearing them when I met you, so you never really noticed. Like my walking has gotten better. I don't hop as much because of these insoles. I don't notice
it at all.
Yeah, because it's gotten better. I don't hop as bad. But before, like when I was walking fast, I looked like a bunny. Like I was hopping. Yeah, it was pretty bad. But yeah, I'm excited. I think 50 days is more than enough. Let me know if you guys agree with me. 50 days is a lot to change your body. And I think it's more than enough. And even if I don't join this marathon in 50 days, I want to prove to you that
you can run it.
I can run a marathon in 50 days.
Okay.
Starting April 1st. Then we'll go 50 days from there, because it's still snowing. It's still snowing. It's still a little cold out. Yeah. But I'm going to prove to you it's possible.
I mean, if it was like one at the start of fall, like September, maybe October, before we get snow, that I think would be plenty of time to train for it and be able to actually complete the marathon. But I just have a hard time believing that 50 days is enough.
It's your mentality. You got to change that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You got to change. What you change this, you change this.
Oh yeah.
For those listening on Spotify, I was pointing to my brain. You got to change your mental state, and then you change your body.
Hmm.
That's basically what I was trying to say.
Well.
But on another note, happy Mother's Day. I follow some people on Instagram that's from the UK, and they were posting it's Mother's Day there. I just remember being a child, and even now, like whenever I get my mom a present, she never uses the present. And it doesn't even matter if it's for Mother's Day, Christmas, Valentine's Day, whenever I get her anything, she doesn't use it. Like, I remember getting her a mug that said, #1 best mom in the world. She never used that cup. That cup collected dust.
Yeah, but does she even use mugs?
Yes, she does. She drinks tea, coffee.
How often?
I don't know. But the point is, regardless of the present, I've never seen her use it.
Or is it because she wanted to keep the sentimental value and not get it stained with coffee and stuff like that? And
Explain the other gifts that I've gotten her.
maybe it's just not stuff she wanted.
See, then it made me think, because right now I'm saving up money for a gift, and she's going to watch this podcast, so I'm not going to say what the gift is, but I'm saving money for her gift. And it's a really special gift that I can't wait to give her because I kind of think that's what she wants. And it made me think, like, should I just do mothers really and truly want a gift from their child? Is that what they want? Like, even like Father's Day, whenever I give my dad a gift, he hasn't used it.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't use the gift cards that I've been buying him.
You bought him a gift card for Christmas. He ended up giving it back to you.
He re-gifted the gift. And, and I'm like, should I just buy gifts, or is it just the thought that matters? And just continue buying it?
See, I don't know. I think parents, they don't necessarily want us to spend money and buy them a gift.
Mm-hmm.
I think they more just want you to be there and just spend time with them, and for you to just save your money.
You think so? What do you think you spend the most money on?
I think, like, day to day, I think I spend the most money on probably coffee.
Like from Tim Hortons?
Yeah. Which I go through phases. There'll be times when I don't buy it at all.
Mm-hmm.
But then for some reason, like now, when they have roll up the rim,
that's when they get you.
They get me, for sure. And I end up going there like every day. Sometimes a couple times a day.
No, you should do the math, because right now they actually have a daily grand or daily lotto type of thing where you could win $10,000, right? Every single time you buy something, your email gets put into this draw. You can win money. And I'm curious to know how much money people are actually spending trying to win that $10,000 or just win a car in general from Roll Up the Rim.
I mean, I've won 10 coffees so far.
That's insane. I've won 0. 0. And this man out here is getting coffee for like a whole month.
Yeah, I got 10 free coffees just sitting there in my offers. I have like, what did it say? 28 days to claim them? 28
days to claim them.
So I'll wait till some, like, majority of the bigger prizes have been collected, and then I'll start using up those free ones.
At the end of the month, when you guys get like your statement from your banks, do you guys go through it to see if everything is correct? Because sometimes I've done that, like, there's no way I spent this much this month. No way. And I'll try to like go through like each individual thing and be like, did I really spend that on this? One of the things I spend the most money on is hair products.
Okay, yeah.
Even though my hair is looking like this, it's Sunday. I have to wash my hair, but I think that's where my money goes. Hair products for Black women are so expensive. And I don't understand why it has to be that way. Like, a lot of things marketed to Black women are expensive. And like the hair products. Okay, one of my conditioners that I use costs $25. Now I'm really curious to know, does it really have to be $25?
Well, no, but I mean, I don't think it's just, I think it's the products you're buying in general. Like you could go to the store and buy Pantene or whatever it is.
No, because Pantene doesn't have the right ingredients
That's
for my
exactly what I'm
hair.
saying.
Mhm.
You could, but you don't because you want something else in it and you want a certain type of product, and that's what's sold to you. And whether you truly need that or not, or you just believe what you've been told, that's a whole nother story, a whole nother question.
Have you ever tried detangling type 4 hair?
No.
Exactly. And until then, then I will take your opinion
Well, no,
on.
I'm just saying though that's like the reason you're paying what you're paying is because you're wanting a specific product.
No, I want certain ingredients in my product.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's what I mean.
Okay. My jar can last me about 2 washes.
That's crazy.
It is. But I don't
That's
always buy
crazy.
this product. I have to like limit the amount of money I'm spending on these products.
Mm,
Yeah. So I'll buy like a cheaper product, but I think that's where a part of my money goes.
okay. Yeah, see, when I go to the store, I don't know if this is just me,
Mhm.
but I'll be looking and I'll say, oh, this one's on sale for $5, normally $9. Okay, thank you. And then I'll go over to the soap. Same thing. I'll see something on sale. Sure. That's what we're using today.
But the thing is, it's different between men's hair and women's hair. Men can use like 5-in-1 products, 2-in-1 products. Women, we have a hard time doing that. It's just
Or is
impossible.
that
Our
just
hair
what's
will
been
not,
sold to you?
we will not get the same result as men. That is one thing. We will not.
I've been wanting to cut my hair too.
You want to cut off the man bun?
I do. It's a lot of work that I was never really prepared for. It just happened because when everything shut down, barber shut down, and I was just like, well, I guess it is what it is.
And he wouldn't let me cut it. You let me cut it one time, and then you were like, no, this is not it.
Yeah. So it just grew and grew. And then I was like, I got to that length where I got past that like awkward stage where I was just like, well, I guess let's just grow it then.
The awkward stage for men where it can't really fit into a man bun, but it can at the same time. Yeah.
But now it's like really long. Like it's like in the middle of my back.
Wow.
It's really long.
And your hair is curly too.
Like when was the last time I actually cut it? Was it like 2020?
It was during quarantine, yeah, when everything was shut down.
So it's been over 2 years now that I've actually cut my hair, like at all.
You wouldn't even let me trim it.
No.
I said, let me trim your ends. You wouldn't let me. But anyways, other than our hair, what else do you think you spend the most money on?
Other than like your everyday things like your car payment, your gas,
Breathing.
food, breathing. You have to pay to breathe.
It feels that way sometimes.
But yeah, like I don't really buy anything else. Like I don't really buy clothes very often. Like very randomly will I go buy something new. The only things I really spend randomly are on like sometimes fast food. I guess coffee would be included in that. And then yeah, lottery tickets. I'll buy scratch tickets now and then. I'll buy some like actually like lottery tickets for here in Canada we have Lotto Max, we have 649.
You got the Daily Grand where you can win $1,000 per day. Not sponsored by OLG, but I think it should be.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's I think where I spend the most money because other than that I don't really buy much, to be honest. What do you think? Like where do you spend yours?
I know a couple of podcasts ago we talked about, planning our budget for 2023 and trying to do it monthly. I haven't done that for, I think it's for this month, March. I haven't done it. So maybe that's why I feel like I'm overspending because I'm not actually paying attention right now to where it's going. But where do I spend mine? I think I spend mine sporadically. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but on what though?
I don't know. Like if I'm in a mood and I'm passing by the thrift store, I'm like, ooh, let me go to the thrift store. I haven't been there in a while. Let me treat myself. Knowing rightfully I shouldn't treat myself. So I'll go to the thrift store. Like I'll go to Plato's Closet and I'll see what they have there. and then I end up, let's say, buying something because like I mentioned this already. Like we don't actually go to the mall,
I mean, we go to the mall now and then, but
but then you always talk me out of buying something like my Zara jacket.
well, yeah, when you got 3-4 jackets in the closet.
That's a lie. First of all, those 3-4 jackets came from my sister. And I don't have a spring jacket when it's like wet outside and
that wasn't a spring jacket.
You don't know what type of jacket it was, Kurtis.
It was a winter jacket.
Anyways, it was not a winter jacket.
So what was it?
It was, that awkward weather between winter and spring, where it's like hot outside, but it's not hot outside. It's still cold enough where you can still get sick.
You know what I love about spring though? Of how like it doesn't even need to be actually hot. Once it hits like 10 degrees, which is actually still kind of cold, like 10 degrees Celsius, it's like almost t-shirt weather. Like it feels that way.
What?
Because
he's so Canadian. That is the most Canadian thing you've said so far on this podcast, other than A. I know that we say A a lot on this podcast, but that is so Canadian.
It's Canadian, eh?
It's Canadian. It's very Canadian. And I'm telling you guys, when we were living in the north, where it could get up to like minus 50, we've seen people in shorts.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen people in shorts, and we've also seen people walk to the corner store in like flip-flops, but with socks on.
Yeah. No, it's actually really funny because you see people, they got like a jacket on. They threw their jacket on, but they went out in shorts with boots.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they just hopped out of their house quickly because they were all comfortable inside their house with shorts on. They didn't change, but they just threw their jacket on, threw their boots on, and they walk out.
The Canadian way of living, I'm telling you.
Yeah, but we don't do those things.
No, I look at you sideways when he's like, oh, it's so hot outside and it's like minus 20 and he's like walking with an unzipped jacket and his neck is all exposed. I'm like, you're crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And here I am all bundled up.
But no, like what I mean though is like in the springtime, right? You walk outside and it is only 10 degrees, let's say, like plus 10,
mm-hmm.
but it feels so much warmer because you're used to it being minus 20, minus 30.
But that's how they get you because you think it's warm out, and then your body goes into shock and then you get sick.
Mm.
And then you have that cold season that happens right before summer.
Like fall is the opposite though,
mm-hmm.
right? Because you're so used to it being hot. Then it goes to minus 10. You're like, damn, I need a jacket. It's cold out. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like completely opposite. Your body, how it gets used to the average temperature of the season, and then once it changes, your body doesn't know how to react.
I'm going to say gas is part of where mostly my money goes to in wintertime because we have to let our car heat up a little bit. And I think that's part of where I'm like, where's all my extra money going? So in wintertime, I'm going to say that I spend a lot of money on gas because I don't have an automatic car starter, but which will turn off in like 10 minutes or something.
Yeah, mine
I don't
turns
have
off.
that. Yeah, so I have to like let it warm up for a little bit longer and then on.
But
So other than gas and Tim Hortons, you don't think you spend anything else? Snacks?
I mean, yes. I've been buying a lot of snacks lately, and yes, it's starting to show.
I don't think so.
I mean, I'm not used to having any belly whatsoever. I'm used to having 6-pack abs and
like
being
beer?
Actually, what? No.
That was a diss to Kurtis.
I've always been like in shape and like skinny and like my entire life.
Yeah.
This is like the first time. Well, there was one other time where I got a little belly going.
That was when we first started eating my mom's food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just packed my plate up.
Do not blame me for your weight gain, Kurtis Knox.
What do you mean?
Don't blame me. You were the one who would go back for seconds. And then you're like, I love your mom's cooking. And then you would go back for seconds.
The cooking that you said you cooked?
Yes.
It turns out it was just frozen food that her mom already pre-prepared.
Anyways, he's trying to air me out, but if you want to know what he's talking about, we made a vlog about that. It was called The Little White Lies in Relationships. I think that's what we named
I think
it.
that was, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll leave a card above here. But if you want a sneak peek, here's what you missed. We haven't done one of those in a while. Let's add a sneak peek in. Then, he would wash the dishes and, make it seem like he loved to clean and I love to cook and we were both lying to each other.
And now it's the opposite. I love to cook and she loves to clean. So it all worked out, but we were trying to be someone we weren't. We were kind of hiding who we truly were to try to impress each other, I think.
And over time, it was like the true colors were showing. I think the last thing that I would say I would spend a lot of money on is Trumpet. Because I like to buy him like little treats.
Yeah.
And his food is pretty expensive. I'm pretty sure we mentioned already that he's allergic to like beef and chicken and he can't have any of those byproducts. So we have to buy him like anything that doesn't contain that. And like lamb is pretty expensive. Fish is pretty expensive.
Yeah,
and I'm
like-
pretty sure they did raise those prices on his food.
They did raise them, I think, a little bit. But yeah, like we buy him the raw food. I don't know if we mentioned this before. We buy him the raw.
He's on a raw diet.
Big Country Raw, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we feed him pure salmon, pure kangaroo, the lamb dinner, and pork. So those 4 we rotate. But yeah, it is kind of expensive. I mean, it probably wouldn't even be worth it. Maybe, I mean, yeah, I guess it would be worth it still because it is a lot better for them. But it'd be a lot more expensive if he was a big dog.
Yeah.
Not just like a medium-sized dog because he doesn't eat as much. But yeah, speaking about spending money, it's tax season. Yeah.
Tax season, I don't even know why it's a thing. I hate tax season. I hate it. It drives me into so much stress. I lose sleep over taxes. I think if you make below a certain amount, you should not have to pay taxes. That's what I think. Yes.
Yeah.
If you make under $200,000 a year, you should not have to pay taxes.
Under 200,000?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So now you guys know I don't make 200,000.
So who's going to pay for the healthcare?
You're right. I don't know. Those who make more money.
Who's going to pay for all of our infrastructure? Even though our roads are still garbage and potholes everywhere. I don't know where the tax money goes.
I don't know, but I'm not getting into that because CRA is not going to come after me because I will be doing my taxes this year. You guys do taxes yourself? Because taxes, I don't know. I don't know how it works in the IRS with the IRS. The IRS is like the American version of the CRA for Canada.
Canada Revenue Agency or IRS is
Income Revenue Service.
Internal Revenue Service.
Google it. I actually want to know.
I actually don't know.
That would be a good guess, though.
I've always just heard it abbreviated.
And the IRS coming after you.
Hey, Google, what does IRS stand for? Internal Revenue Service.
Oh. Wow, look at us. Wait, did I say income?
You said income.
What?
I said internal.
Anyways.
Somehow I just know these things. I don't know how I know these things. Maybe I've just seen it at some point and it's just in there.
Well, I got a notification that interest rates for Canada isn't going to be raised. The Bank of Canada isn't raising interest rates?
No. They paused. They released it last Wednesday, but they actually paused. So the previous month they did their final raise increase, but now they paused. So the odds are that they're gonna continue to pause for a little bit until they see that inflation has kind of leveled out and is still going to go down a little bit. And then once things start going sideways again, they're going to have to raise interest rate, or sorry, lower interest rates again.
Okay, this may be a stupid question, but I actually don't really understand finances like that deep. But how does like raising interest rates affect inflation? Like, isn't people still spending money regardless of how much things are costing? Because even look at, like I said, groceries. Groceries, you go to a certain store, they're charging you like $200 for like 6 things, and
Well, but
people
that's
are
the
still
thing.
buying things.
Yes, but you're buying less because you physically can't afford to buy as much.
So doesn't that hurt the economy either way?
It does, but it brings things back to like a normal level, if there's such thing as normal.
Mm.
Um,
So how does that affect Forex?
well, I mean, if you're getting more interest on currency, like if you're buying into a certain country's currency that has high interest rates, if you're holding that, you're getting a carryover, like you
You're paying a charge to hold a currency?
well, no, they're paying you to hold it.
Okay.
But if there's a negative carry, then you're paying to actually hold that currency.
Mm.
So like the Bank of Japan was sitting at negative 10 basis points, or like negative 0.10 for
What
like
does that mean? What's a basis point?
100 basis points is 1.00, 50 basis points is 0.50.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so they were sitting at a negative. So if you're holding the Japanese yen, then you're actually paying to hold that currency.
Okay.
Not much, but a little bit. Whereas right now, like Canada's interest rate, I think is 4.5 or 4.75. I think they raised it to last month. But anyway, so if you're holding Canadian dollars, you're getting a positive carry, which means you're gaining interest for holding the currency. Whereas if you hold a stock, right, yes, okay, maybe they're paying a dividend or things like that, but you're not gaining any interest on the money. So when you have higher interest rates, stocks go down, currencies go up, and yeah.
Vice versa?
Yes. Lower interest rates, you're not getting any benefit for holding currency, so they call it risk on, so you start buying into stocks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So is it better to buy when they lower interest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When interest rates start lowering again, it should
That's when it's bearish. No, bullish.
bullish.
Look at me
Yes,
go.
that's when you start buying back into stocks.
Okay.
Yeah, because now it's a risk on environment
Okay.
where the interest rates are coming down. So people start the economy is basically booming when interest rates are coming down. And when interest rates are high, the Federal Reserve, the Bank of Canada, or the central banks across the world are trying to actually slow down the economy.
Now, do they do this all together? Like, is there like one person from each major bank that come together? They sit down at a table and be like, all right, so what's happening in your country?
Yes,
do they actually do that?
Sort of, yes.
So that's why I'm imagining when I hear Bank of Canada meeting or whatever.
Yeah, sort of. Every so often they do like a G20 or a G7 meeting. So
what's that?
The top 20 countries.
Is Canada one of them?
Yes. They'll all come sit down together and discuss how the global economy is doing. And then there's the G7, so the top 7 countries of the world will come and sit down and have a meeting and discuss like the state of the global economy. So yes, they kind of all work together, but they're still separate in their own right because each economy is slightly different.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, actually, on the radio, I heard that President Joe Biden is actually coming to Canada. I don't know if he already came or if he's coming, but that's what I heard. He was coming to the Parliament Hill.
Yeah, I
in
remember you
Ottawa.
mentioning that.
Yeah, it was on the radio. They were saying how like, is he gonna wear his aviator shades or something like that? Apparently, he's always wearing these shades.
I've never seen him in shades.
I don't keep up with American politics. I don't really understand politics.
Yeah.
So, but no, I understand, because when I did Google him in aviator shades, he has pretty cool shades.
Oh
He
yeah.
does, yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen him in sunglasses, to be honest. I don't think I've ever seen him.
No, yeah, they look like I don't know. I think they're really cool. I like
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
But
I think that's like maybe the president look. Maybe all presidents have these aviator shades. I think it's that presidency. And he's leaving me. I think it's that
but
president look.
he's supposed to be coming down to meet
I think it's
and
Justin
talk to
Trudeau.
Justin Trudeau. Yeah.
Yeah.
You met him before.
I met Justin Trudeau
You
before.
got
Yeah.
a picture with him?
Yes. And at that time when he was younger, I think this was like back in 2012, he actually looked like Eric from Little Mermaid.
Prince Eric?
Yeah, Prince Eric from Little Mermaid, yeah. I don't think he looks like him anymore. He's like grown up now, but
Yeah.
he looked like him back in the day. Yeah. But we met him in Sudbury. And that's the only thing I can think of. Only like one of the only major celebrities I think I've met.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never really met anybody like personally.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to a couple concerts, but that's really it.
Yeah, I think we mentioned this before too. Like, do you think celebrity status is still like celebrity status of like, remember back in the day before like TikTok, Instagram, when you met like a Hollywood celebrity, it was like, wow, let me pull up my camera, let me take a picture of them. Now it's just, I feel like there's so many celebrities out there, just different statuses. Like, oh, this TikTok famous or Instagram famous, YouTube famous,
Mm-hmm.
instead of just Hollywood famous.
Yeah, I feel like back in the day it was more just either you were an actor or you were a singer of some sort, whatever genre.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the only way to be famous.
Yeah.
You were an actor, actress, or a singer.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess there were sports too.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But yeah, those were really the only three ways to be like famous,
Mhm.
like globally recognized.
But I think like as an adult now, I can't imagine myself wanting to spend like crazy amounts of money on concerts anymore. Like I don't see myself doing that. I don't even know if people still do concerts.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course they do. That's where they make the majority of their money, probably.
Not from like CDs anymore. CDs are
Wow,
out.
are CDs even really a thing?
No, remember we went to Chapters yesterday, and Chapters, which is the same thing as Barnes and Nobles, we went to Chapters and we saw that they were selling boom boxes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the boom box, the big one that you used to carry on your shoulder, like when you see in the movies. Yeah. They are selling those again.
Yeah, they have those. They have
the vinyls.
Like records are like vinyl records. Those are coming back in style, which is kind of interesting how things like got recycled.
The same thing as fashion.
Yeah.
What's one thing from fashion you do not want to see come back? Or it doesn't even have to be like fashion, just what was in back in the day that you're like, I really hope these don't come back.
For me, I would say the neon colors. Yeah.
You mean on the tracksuits?
Yeah, like the multiple like blocks of like just random neon colors.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure Nike actually came out recently with a new jacket that looked like that.
Wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. But yeah, like if you see in Fresh Prince with Will Smith, like his style of clothing that he wore in some of the episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want that back?
No.
I think it would be pretty cool if it came back though.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What is something you would like to see come back?
What would I like to see come back? I'm trying to think what I want to see come back. I was gonna say high-waisted pants, but they've been in.
That's all you wear.
Platform shoes?
They are.
Oh, they are.
I was just looking on because I won a $25 gift card, whatever, on the Tim Hortons Roll Up the Rim.
I'm telling you, this man has won everything, but $10,000 so far.
I won a $25 gift card, so I was looking at the Adidas website,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, like one of the filters was like you have high tops, you have your whatever, but platform was one of them,
Oh
and they
wow.
have like high platform shoes.
See, I'm only 5'1.5". I have to add that half in there. So if you want to round me up, I'm 5'2". And I think if we add platforms like those thick part to
You
my
be
shoe,
5'3"?
I'd probably be 5'3".
Oh,
And
yeah.
I would like that. I would like an extra inch to
Mm.
my life. I feel embarrassed when I have to climb on top of things.
So, sorry, was that something you wanted to come back?
Yeah, I would like to see it come back.
Oh,
Mm. But now that you say it's in, I'm gonna look for it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing.
So I'm happy they're back. So imagine wearing the platform shoes plus the bell bottom pants. I think it'd be really nice. Give the whole 90s look. I think though, well, if it does come back, I will definitely buy cassettes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I
Well, they
remember.
were selling them at the store. We
Were
went
they?
to Sunrise Records, right? They had a couple cassettes there.
Oh
And you
yeah,
even
you're
asked the girl,
right.
you're like, you guys actually sell these still?
Hmm.
It's like, yeah, we sell a few of them, but I don't remember exactly what she said. But she said, I think we can order more. We just don't carry them in the store. Yeah.
But do they still sell the cassette players?
I don't know.
Mm. I would buy one and then go running with it. Have it like clipped on my pants and then jogging. So I think maybe that's where my money would go if things like that started coming back. Buy a cassette player and maybe buy some CDs. Not
Yeah.
CDs, but I would buy some vinyls. We actually do have a vinyl player now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited, and I can't wait to get like the vinyl stand so I can start playing my music. And I took some vinyls from my
Where would you
parents.
put you put it right here?
Would I put it there? Maybe I put it in the corner. I don't know.
I think right there would be a good spot. There's a plug right there too.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That'd be a perfect spot. And then you could
Hmm.
hear it pretty much around the entire house. It would go upstairs. You'd hear it downstairs if you were down there.
Hmm. That's actually a good idea. I've been playing Otis Redding, his
Yeah.
album Sitting on the Dock of the Bay. That's what I've been listening to.
Yeah.
So let's know what you've been spending your money on the most recently. Is it on the little Starbucks that, that adds up like our Tim Hortons? Is it clothes, fast food?
Yeah, I'm actually curious to know like what you guys don't want to see come back in style
Hmm.
or what you do want to see come back in style.
Yeah. I wish there was a way to get back all the cool like cartoons that we used to watch as a kid. Like if there's a way to download them or
But see, it's funny though because like as we start getting older, it's like stuff that we thought was cool back then,
Mhm.
right? When our parents were younger, they're like they have that nostalgic feeling about stuff that they had when they were younger
Yeah.
that we look at and we're like, you guys had pet rocks. You know what I mean? But like to them, that's like that was like cool at the time. Like that was
Mhm.
nostalgic to them. I don't know. Maybe it's just as time goes on, we just miss the things that we had,
Mhm.
whether they were actually cool or not. It was just that was our childhood.
If Pet Rocks come back and another person makes billions of dollars, I'm about to sell some air in a box, okay? It'd be like $20 for some fresh air.
Yeah.
And be like, fresh air from Alaska. Have you ever been to Alaska? No. You want some fresh air from Alaska? Here you
Mm-hmm.
go in a box.
Yeah. But anyway, that's it for this podcast. Hope you enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Remember to subscribe to the channel for more. Hit that like button if you haven't already. And if you already are subscribed to the channel, thank you.
Thank you,
And
thank you,
thank you
thank
for
you.
following along. And yeah, welcome to the family.
Yeah, and let us know what topics you want us to cover. And yeah, once again, if you are listening to this on Spotify, or if you don't know, we are on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And at the end, if you just scroll down a little bit on Spotify, we always leave a Q&A or a poll. All right, so that is it, folks. Happy Sunday. I hope you guys enjoyed your weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all the UK people. And we will see you guys in the next one. Peace.